yeah, yes, they do, and no, they don't. Certainly for me. I've started watching The Stand, and I've read the book, the Stephen King book. Absolutely brilliant. Kind of a bit chilling, really, about a sort of super virus, if you don't know, that wipes out most of the people on the planet, and the survivors band together, and it's a great story. And the thing with it is, it totally defies genres, and it's kind of exactly what we've been thinking about when we've had sort of various conversations about this in the past. Stephen King set out to write it as a fantasy. He loved Lord of the Rings, and he said that he didn't think he could kind of duplicate that, although I'm sure he could have done. And he wanted to find a way to duplicate a fantasy story in his own way. And if you look at The Stand, all the characters coming together and then going on this sort of quest to defeat evil, it's exactly that, but set in a completely different time. So what genre does that make it? You know, and the answer is it just totally is Stephen King.
Genres are rules, and I don't tend to like rules. They're very self-limiting. I understand some writers have to follow these rules. They're marketed in a certain way, but for myself, it feels like I'm almost a passenger in the books that I write. I'm just chronicling what is happening. Um, I can't really turn around to my characters who have complete free will and say, "Do you know what? Do you know what, old boy? Could you not do that? Because what I'm writing here is a romance novel, and what you're doing there does not fit in that sort of novel." So, from a writer perspective, not a fan.
And I think it's hard to sort of pin it down. It's really hard to kind of say, well, I sort of write this and I write that. And I guess one of the good things about writing and not necessarily being a sort of top tier writer is that you can actually do a little bit more of what you really like doing. Um, so I don't feel so bad if I want to write something with aliens. Fine, you know, I'll do that, and that's quite good fun.
If I take um, the books that I've written, uh, so Shimmer, for example, I didn't start writing that book thinking I'm going to write in a particular genre. It did end up being suitable for children. Same for Midas, or children of a certain age, but that was by accident. I just didn't have any profanity in there, or much sexual content, or too much violence. So they just naturally became suitable for all. Although I don't think what I mean, I do mean suitable for all. You know, they're not limited to a certain age range, and people above that age range can't get enjoyment. They're suitable for all. I guess Shimmer. I'm not very good with genres, to be honest, but I guess it's some sort of paranormal book. Midas, you could argue there's sci-fi elements to it. If I fast forward to Lucas, you could say it's horror, but I tend to agree with how Graham Cumming commented on it, saying it was multi-genre. Um, and yeah, and I tend to agree with that. I think multi-genre is probably a good way of looking at it. There's comedy in that book, there's horror, um, there's a lot in that book. I don't think you can quite say urban fantasy, but at the same time, maybe it's true. It's got a vampire in it. I don't know if that's the benchmark or not.
I think in the sort of larger world, you know, not talking about ourselves, genres are helpful to help sort of identify. So if you like horror, okay, you know roughly you're going to maybe like Clive Barker, or but you know, then I think once you start reading his books, it's not just horror, is it? There's like lots of other stuff kind of going on, and there's normally about something else.
As a reader, again, I don't. I've never been particularly influenced by genre. I've tended to go into places, either bookshops or charity shops or car boot sales, and pick up things by title or the look of a cover, read the back, read the first page, and see if I like it. I kind of like the excitement of not knowing where a book's going to go. I quite like reading a book and having no idea what genre it's in. If I look at my shelf, I'm going to spin you around now. Some of these books I haven't read, some of them my wife has read. But you got Dead Drift up there, A.J. Hill, in the crime genre, but really, really good. Curious Instinct, The Dog of the Nighttime. Not even sure what genre that is. Guy Gardner up there with The Apprentice Thief. Historical mystery, maybe. Patrick Ness, oh god, a bit of sci-fi here. Chaos Walking series, I guess. Dan Pierce series here by Barb and JC Hendy. Some fantasy, a bit like Middle Earth type stuff. James Herbert, definitely pegged into the horror genre. A lot of Stephen King here as well. A lot of Stephen King here. Coming down to this shelf, a bit of Patrick Ness, Roald Dahl. Pinned as a children's writer, but wrote all the Tales of the Unexpected, and Madness is a lot of those Tales of the Unexpected type things. Rapture, that was a very good book by Liz Jensen. Kind of end of the world, apocalyptic kind of stuff. Lorraine Wilson, who's a friend, but I haven't got around to reading her stuff yet. Blake Crouch, Pines, really, really, really good stuff. The Wayward Pines, really like that series. I like to watch the TV show actually, but that's kind of, I guess, sci-fi. But again, when you're reading, you're not really sure what that's about, which is kind of good. Philip Pullman, Dark Materials, really, really good. Pegged as a children's author, but really universal for everyone, really. Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman. Louisa Mumford, who I shared a panel with as well. I guess does suspense, kind of, I can't remember exactly what it's called now, but really, really good as well. But the point I'm trying to make is I didn't pick any of those books based on their genre. I picked them because I thought that's a good author, and I read them again because I really like that author. That's the reason why I've got so many Stephen Kings, and you can see a lot of repeats of authors on the shelf. And this is just a small bit, actually. I think got so many books that are kind of hidden away in other places. And I miss C.J. Sampson as well, late great C.J. Sampson, which I absolutely love. And I absolutely love his Shard Lake books. But that doesn't mean I'm going out and looking at every historical crime fiction I can possibly find. So I just like good books, like anyone. I think if I was listening to music, I wouldn't listen to the blues all the time. I want to listen to a cross section of stuff. And with books, I don't need to be able to pick something out straight away. I think the only place where I find those kind of genres actually useful is actually with in the days of video shops, really. So if I was picking a film to watch, sometimes you don't really want to watch a really hardcore horror because it's a bit tense. You want something a bit more lighthearted, so you'd probably look in the comedic section. And I remember, obviously, the video shops were set out in that way. Apart from the new releases, which also had everything as well, and you're just picking something you fancy. But there's probably loads of people who disagree with me, and this is a very personal thing. But me, in answer to the question, yes, I think genres are pants and oversimplify my books, but also a lot of other people's books as well.